Welcome, Lightworker, Star Seeds, and Light Warriors, to this week's weekly messages for June the 10th through the 17th. My name is Lisa. This is Heart of Inspiration. I have a brand spanking new deck here that we're going to be using. I'll show the box to you guys in a moment. Literally, I'm opening it up. It's the Tarot de la Nuit. So maybe the Tarot of the Night. I saw someone utilizing this. You guys are probably going to be like, she's butchering the packaging. Anyway, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Please consider liking, subscribing, and or sharing, okay, while we get this deck together for the weekly readings. Here we go. All right, let's move on to Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's a beautiful deck, but we have to get accustomed to it. Probably should have played with it a little bit before I just said, oh, let's just use it. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I always like busting out a new deck, though. Please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing, guys. I'm really happy to have you here. It's a very feminine deck. I know I'm giving you a thought process on it. Very feminine deck. Going beyond, right? What we typically think. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. First, what we have coming towards you this week. Here's the Eight of Pentacles. How interesting is that? Now that is not normal. Like usually there's like a bunch of pentacles right there, right? Like this is symbolizing of work, like doing the work that you love. I find it very interesting that she's in a book and she's studying, and it's like these angelic wings are emanating from her. Like this is a week of spiritual study. This to me appears to be rather much like a Bible or some sort of holy text. So this is really getting deep down into doing your spiritual work this week. I'm hearing some of you, Taurus, are going to begin to see and understand your spiritual gifts even more this week. Like this is a week of how can I be an alchemist? How can I be, really develop and transform and hone my skills, right? My spiritual skills. And then we have the Knight of Wands, and she's in a very feminine, right? Again, this is a very divine feminine type deck, but look at her. So through all the fire that's lit around her, there's this sun coming through and shining a light. And she's looking back, right? And she's thinking, whew, she's like, do I dare go forward into this deep, fiery, kind of lava-laden, but passion-filled space? Or do I kind of step back? And so this is really going for your deep desires but again, in a spiritual aspect, and recognizing towards Sun, Moon, and Rising, some of the desires you had, perhaps, right, are very primal in nature. Does that make them wrong? No. Do they need to be explored? Sure. To see where it's going to take you. To see if that primal base has something to do with the spiritual aspect. Because I bet you that part of your spiritual growth is going to be based in understanding. Let's say you are one that is, I don't know, you really enjoy, let's just say, singing or something like that. Or, hip hop or what have you, or drawing, and you seem to maybe you draw things that are just, you feel like they're kind of dark, and then but to me, maybe that through that darkness is you're expressing some of the pain, frustrations, other things from this lifetime and others, and that is cathartic. And in expressing that pain, you're expressing a global, cultural, perhaps, or just even your own individual pain. And that may assist you then in releasing it and then transmuting that energy into something new and beautiful. What to watch out for: Six of Swords, not willing to let go of other ideas and not willing to just kind of walk away, not willing to let go of what's the past and what's been the past recently, and ideals that are no longer serving you, and not being willing to walk away. What's going to help you though is this Nine of Wands. So being very defensive, of not being defensive in a bad way, but being very defensive of like, this is my stand and this is who I am. This is my stand and this is who I am. And what the advice or outcome here, what I'm seeing for Taurus, Moon, Sun, Moon, and Rising is Eight of Swords. Do not get trapped in your thought processes. Do not get trapped in your mind. Do not get trapped in other people's minds. Do not get trapped in the mind of the collective, like, non-spiritual, right? Non-woke group, or even the woke group. Like, honestly, I'm kind of tired of the woke group and the conscious group dictating to all of us how we're supposed to think, feel, and act, and that we're supposed to be some monolithic group here. Like, no, don't get trapped in whatever anybody else's ideals are for you. Instead, continue to find your own individuality and continue to see what your individual path is, right? Releasing old thought process, releasing old ideas and all limiting beliefs, and moving forward in your passions and in your purpose and in your spiritual growth. That's Taurus.